Oscar Pistorius has today had his shockingly lenient prison sentence increased to 13 years in jail for the murder of his girlfriend Reeva Steenkamp. The Olympic and Paralympic icon repeatedly shot the 29-year-old model, after she barricaded herself in the bathroom of his home in Pretoria on February 2013. He was last year jailed for 6 years in a ruling that was heavily criticized. South Africa has a recommended 15-year jail term for murder, and South Africa's Supreme Court of Appeal today increased it to 13 years and 5 months after the state argued his original sentence was shockingly lenient. The time Pistorius, 31, has served in prison has been deducted from the 50-year term. Tanya Cohen, a spokeswoman for the Steenkamp family, told Reuters today this is an emotional thing for them. They just feel that their trust in the justice system has been confirmed this morning. Oscar Pistorius appeared relieved as he was led to the cell's image. Getty here. Mirror Online looks back at how a man who once inspired millions triggered his own spectacular fall from grace. Disabled runner who became groundbreaking Olympian back in 2012, nothing could go wrong for Pistorius. Pistorius was on top of the world during the London 2012 Paralympic Games. Image Getty. The sprint runner who had both his legs amputated below the knee when he was a baby had already overcome huge obstacles in his life to become a Paralympic champion. But, determined and ambitious, he did not stop there. The South African wanted to race against able-bodied athletes at London 2012. After overcoming objections from the governing body for athletics, as well as other athletes, Pistorius became the first double-leg amputee to take part in the Olympics with other able-bodied athletes. Not content with that, he also won 2 gold medals in the Paralympics, setting 2 world records in the process. He was an international star, inspiring millions around the world and with a long career ahead of him. A healthy, fabulous relationship away from the athletics track, Pistorius had formed a close relationship with South African model Reeva Steenkamp. The couple were first spotted together at a sports awards event in November 2012. Oscar Pistorius and Reeva Steenkamp started dating in 2012. Image Getty. Oscar Pistorius and Reeva Steenkamp were one of South Africa's most celebrated couples. Image Getty. Friends described it as a healthy, fabulous relationship. Ms. Steenkamp was a celebrity in South Africa and had been named as one of the 100 sexiest women in the world by men's magazine FHM. She was also incredibly smart, graduating in law from the Nelson Mandela Metropolitan University in Port Elizabeth. The 29-year-old was signed up to appear in a celebrity TV reality show called Tropika Island of Treasure. The pair looked set to become one of South Africa's most famous couples. Valentine's night shooting. South Africa and the rest of the world were left stunned when Ms. Steenkamp was shot and killed by Pistorius on Valentine's Day in 2013. Blood can be seen on the floor of Pistorius' bathroom after the death of Reeva Steenkamp. Image Reuters. Pistorius battered down the door of the bathroom with a cricket bat after the shooting. Image South Africa Police. Pistorius Wright was arrested hours after the murder. Image Getty. The model was in the bathroom of the athlete's £265,000 house on the outskirts of Pretoria when he fired 4 shots through the door. Neighbors in the upmarket Silver Lakes gated community told police they had heard shouting and screaming earlier in the night. Police also revealed they had been called to the house on previous occasions after reports of a domestic nature. In the hours that followed, Pistorius was arrested and charged with murdering his girlfriend. He was described as being distraught over Ms. Steenkamp's death. "We can't comment on his emotional well-being, but he is traumatized after losing someone close to him," a police spokesman said. A dramatic, global trial. Pistorius denied murdering his girlfriend, telling police he thought she was a burglar in his home. And so on March 3, 2014, Pistorius took to the dock on the opening day of one of the most high-profile trials of modern times. Feared prosecutor Jerry Nell. During Pistorius' high-profile trial. Image Getty. Pistorius was often emotional during his trial. Image Getty. Images. Media from around the world descended on the courtroom. The judge also decided that parts of the trial could be broadcast live on television. Pistorius told the court through his lawyer that he thought Steenkamp was in bed when he shot 4 times through the toilet door, acting in self-defense. The court was told the Paralympian thought his life was in danger when he killed Reeva. But feared prosecutor Jerry Nell said Pistorius had told snowball of lies and demanded he face the consequences. He told the court he knew there was a human being in the toilet. His intention was to kill a human being. Then Maladi, he is guilty of murder. Verdict and sentence. On September 12, 2014, Judge Masipa reached her long-awaited verdict. She dismissed the prosecution case that Pistorius murdered his girlfriend. Instead, she found him guilty of culpable homicide, a charge similar to manslaughter. View Gallery. On October 21, 2014, she sent Pistorius to jail for 5 years, despite the prosecution arguing he should be locked up for 10 years. Pistorius appeared to wipe away a tear as the sentence was handed out, as Judge Masipa said, for a very good reason. A sentence should neither be too light, nor too severe. A non-custodial sentence would send the wrong message. The following is a sentence that I consider to fair and just. Angry Pistorius arrives in prison. Pistorius was sent to KGOSI Mampura 11 prison in Pretoria. The Paralympian struggled to adapt to prison life, being forced to spend 23 hours a day in his tiny cell. Pistorius was sent to the notorious KGOSI Mampura 11 prison in Pretoria after being convicted of culpable homicide. Image Reuters. He was placed in the hospital wing of the prison and given his own cell. This helped ensure he was not targeted by other prisoners. Prison officer Violet Gobeni met with Pistorius on a number of times. When he arrived, he was angry, Gobeni told CNN. The first time I went to see him, he was like, "I don't want to talk to anyone." However, his mood eventually lifted and he spoke about wanting to spend time with his family. Gobeni said, "He just talked about, I miss my family, I need to spend more time with my family, just to go out and see my friends." Release from jail. Pistorius was released from jail in secret on October 19 to serve the remaining 4 years of his sentence under house arrest. Despite Miss Steenkamp's family saying Pistorius' time in prison was simply not enough, the Paralympian went to live at his wealthy uncle's home in Pretoria. After being released from jail, Pistorius went to serve the rest of his sentence under house arrest at his uncle's luxury home. Image Getty. While under house arrest, Pistorius's movements were heavily restricted. Little was seen of Pistorius during his time under house arrest. However, he was pictured celebrating his 29th birthday surrounded by his young cousins. Wearing a navy t-shirt, he was surrounded by the 10 grandchildren of his uncle Arnold. The picture was snapped by his aunt Lois and posted on Twitter to celebrate the disgraced Olympian's 29th birthday. The same age Reva was when she died. Pistorius was pictured with his young cousins celebrating his birthday while under house arrest. Pistorius convicted again, but this time for murder. Despite being released from jail, Pistorius still faced an appeal in the Supreme Court. Prosecutors wanted the 29-year-old's conviction of culpable homicide to be overturned, arguing that he intended to murder his girlfriend. Pistorius appeared before the court on his stumps. Image Reuters. Pistorius demonstrated his lack of stability and mobility on his stumps as the defense once again tried to highlight his feeling of vulnerability. And today, a leading South African judge agreed with prosecutors and convicted Pistorius of murder. Judge Laura Malich dismissed Pistorius' argument that he was acting in self-defense, finding that there was no rational basis for him to have feared for his life. Judge Laura Malich overturned Pistorius' conviction of culpable homicide. Image Sky News. The judge said he must have foreseen that the person he was firing at behind the door might have been fatally injured. 6 years for murder. There were audible gasps as Judge Masipa delivered the 6-year sentence, far below the recommended 15 years. Explaining her sentence, the judge told the court Pistorius had suffered severe mental health problems since Reva's murder. She said, "He is a fallen hero, he has lost his career and is ruined financially. Having taken a human life in the way he did, he cannot be at peace." Pistorius arrived in court in full glow of the world's media for the final time. Image Barcroft. Pistorius showed little emotion as the sentence was passed. Since the offense, he has developed a serious psychiatric condition which has got worse over the past few years. He has severe depression and post-traumatic stress disorder. He has become isolated and fearful of venturing out in public. Recovery is possible, but it will depend mostly on the accused's attitude to the punishment imposed upon him. Shockingly lenient sentence, more than doubled today. South Africa's Supreme Court of Appeal increased the sentence to 13 years and 5 months after the state argued that his original sentence of 6 years was shockingly lenient. The athlete was not in court for Friday's ruling, when he was handed the minimum 15-year sentence prescribed for murder in South Africa, minus the years he has already served in jail. Tanya Cohen, a spokeswoman for the Steenkamp family, told Reuters today this is an emotional thing for them. They just feel that their trust in the justice system has been confirmed this morning.